All right, you guys, welcome to our Sundays at 7 10-minute workshop series. I'm so excited to be coming back to you so we can do this again. I'm looking forward to doing this throughout the entire summer. And hopefully what we'll do is we'll create a library of content that we can go back and revisit over and over again as time goes on. So of course, if anything I'm talking about, you feel like you want some individualized coaching, or you want to sit down and have a coaching call with me, please just reach out and I will be happy to get you in the calendar and we can talk about your specific and special needs. So tonight we are going to be talking about follow-up. Now, in my mind, there are actually two kinds of follow-up. There's a follow-up that you have with your people who are already your customers, and the kind of follow-up that you have with people you kind of maybe one day hope will be your customers. And today we're going to focus on the people who have actually already purchased from us. So what is follow-up? Well, the actions are kind of in the name, it's follow-up, but in a nutshell, follow-up is a form of customer service. It's a way of figuring out whether or not a customer received their order, whether or not they like their order, whether or not they're having problems with their order, if they love it and they want some more of it, if they love it and they can't afford some more of it, so maybe they're interested in having a party, or they love it and they kind of liked the way you ran your party, so maybe they want to become consultants. So follow-up is a form of service to your customers, like truly service. Scentsy has done a ton of research that shows that most customers only purchased one time of year. Now, you may have a handful of customers that kind of break that rule. Maybe they're purchasing from you every month, every other month, something like that, in which case I'd suggest Club, which we'll do another workshop on. But the research shows that the majority of customers only purchase one time a year. So if by doing customer service in the form of follow-up that you can encourage customers to order more than once a year, you've already put yourself in a position where you can literally double your PRV over the course of a year. So taking care of your customers, making sure that their needs are met, making sure that you can serve them in all the ways that they can be served means that actually your income could come up. So let me give you a few examples of what I mean in terms of how follow-up can be customer service. Now, these are actual things that happened to me in my business, and I am a little embarrassed to share some of them with you, but I feel like it's important for you to see where follow-up customer service could actually been better. Like I could have been a better consultant for it had I done the work, right? So in early December, literally just this past December, I had a customer place an order for just a 3-pack of bars on my workstation. So she got the $5 pack of bars. She spent the $10 in shipping plus tax, and she placed it in early December. Literally the day Scentsy closed for the year. She messaged me and asked me where her order was, because for some reason, you guys know this is crazy rare, like almost never happens. I would say never happens because clearly it happened at least once. Her order didn't ship. And she reached out to me right after Scentsy closed. Now, had I been tracking her order and known that her order hadn't shipped, I would have been able to provide her better service, okay? I've had customers, and maybe you have too, because I feel like this is something that does happen a little bit more occasionally, where the warmer comes in with a broken bulb. Now, a customer could end up getting their warmer, seeing the broken bulb, maybe having a bad taste in her mouth because why would you ship something that's broken? And then rather than reach out to me, maybe she goes to Walmart or some other big box store and she gets the wrong size bulb and she gets stuck in this cycle of never actually being able to use her warmer. And maybe she never ends up using her warmer because it's taken such an effort to just turn the darn thing on. And lastly, I've had customers get scents that they just absolutely hate. You know, nothing by it. Everybody's nose is different. I may love clothesline. You may think it's the worst thing on the face of the planet. I'm not mad at you for it. But if I have recommended clothesline to you and you get it in your box and you decide you don't like it, it takes a lot to reach back out to me and be like, hey, Cher, you know that scent that you said that you absolutely loved? I actually really hate it. So by reaching back out to my customers once they get their orders, I give them the opportunity to share with me the for real about how they feel about their orders, and maybe hopefully make it right for them so they continue to be my customers for the long haul. So something to understand about customer service and follow-up that I think we sometimes get in our own heads about it, but here's the truth. Here's the facts, the cold, hard facts. There's only 2 ways that you can do follow-up incorrectly. The first way is by just not doing it at all. Like just simply not doing follow-up at all is the first way that you can do follow-up incorrectly. The second is doing it from a me-focused perspective. Sharon needs more sales this month, so Sharon's going to go do follow-up. Sharon's running a customer service, a consultant special, so Sharon can get more sales. When you have that sort of mindset and you have that approach when you're talking to your customers, they can see it, it's in your language, they can feel it, and that's when things become icky. But if you are always coming at it from a how can I help you? How can I serve you perspective? Your tone is going to be different. Your follow through is going to be different. Your customers will appreciate you for it. And honestly, if they do feel bothered, it's their job to tell you, not for your job to guess, right? Okay, so we have a very simple 3-step system when it comes to follow-up. Incredibly 3 simple steps. I promise you, you have never heard it like this before. This is what I've come to decide about follow-up. There are 3 steps. First step, you reach out to your customer as soon as you can once they place their order, simply to say thank you. As soon as you can. I'm not talking at 3 a.m. in the morning, a reasonable time of day. When you get the email, send a text, send an email, send a DM, just be human and kind and grateful and say thank you for your order. The second time you reach out to your customer should be about the time that they're getting their order. For all of the reasons that I just mentioned, you want to make sure that the order was delivered on time, that they like what's in their order, that there's not some other thing that you can help them with their order, including perhaps offering them more ways to experience Scentsy. For example, another order, a party, or perhaps the business opportunity. Okay. And third, Siri says Siri has something to say. The third, and this might be the most controversial if you've been around for a minute or if you've heard other follow-up videos, I like to just call this the keep in touch or I'm thinking of you section of the 3-step process. Now here, I'm going to break everything down just a little bit more in detail. Step 1, I think I was pretty clear in just describing it. Don't think too much about it. Simply reach out via text, email, messenger, however you connect with your customer, and just say, hey, thank you so much for your order. I think most of us are going to be very comfortable and proficient with just saying thank you. I think we're all going to be really good at that. Step 2 is where it starts to get just a little bit weird if we, oh, that's weird. Once we get to step 2, that's when it might start to get just a little bit weird for us. So, step 2 is around the time that your customer should have received their order. And this is the one where we might end up dropping it. So to have a good step 2, you need to plan a little. What I like to do is I pick 2 days a month when I know I'm going to be available for at least 20 minutes. And I'm going to reach out to everyone who's ordered in the last 2 weeks and should have received their order. You can use the order history tab to tell you whether or not somebody's order has been shipped, to tell you whether or not somebody's order has come in already. And you can use that to kind of gauge what you're saying to people when you reach out to them. So you might say something like, hey, Cher, I see your order is supposed to come in tomorrow. Make sure you give me a shout and let me know what you think of it. Or, hey, Cher, I see your order came in on Tuesday. Did everything arrive okay? What do you think of it? And you are literally just reaching out to them to make sure that everything is okay. And then based on the answers that they might share with you in that commentary, in those conversations in the back and forth, you might be able to help them further experience their Scentsy, kind of like I mentioned before, either with another purchase, a potential party, or maybe even the business opportunity. So step 3, the keeping in touch / I've been thinking of you, is really your opportunity to shine as a consultant. This is where you get to decide what it is and how you want to continue to keep in contact with your customers once they've made their purchase. Now, again, there's just no right or wrong way to do it as long as you're doing it from a customer-centered perspective. But there are 2 things that I really encourage you to do to help your business grow long-term and in a way that is sustainable. You need to pick something that you can do consistently. And when I say consistently, it needs to be something that you can do monthly for a lot of your customers. So by monthly, I'm thinking maybe sending a monthly email. maybe sending a monthly text, maybe making sure that you have conversations with people monthly. Again, I'm just throwing out ideas. This is something that you need to decide works well for you and then stick with it for several months before you decide it's not working for you. But whatever you do decide to do, make sure that you can do it consistently. And the second part to that is make sure that you can do it consistently and for a very large group of people. So right now you might only have a customer base of, let's just say 5 people, and that's perfectly honorable. That's perfectly like you're on the right track. You have started doing the thing and you are on your way. But you know what? 6, 7 months from now, a year from now, you might have a customer base of 500 people. So right now, maybe to you, it makes sense to write handwritten notes or to do like handwritten mailings every month for your customer base. But maybe when you have 500 customers, that won't be so simple for you and you might need a different system. So some ideas that kind of throw out there in terms of like, what can you do monthly? Postcards are fairly easy to do monthly. Emails are very easy to do monthly. And there's lots of email services out there that you can use, or you can just use your regular old email system. Text message services are fairly easy. Project Broadcast is one that I see a lot of people use. And then if you plan on doing mailings, maybe you can work with somebody in your household to help you put together like a system to make sure that you have good mailings. And then of course, engaging content in your VIP group. Chances are if you have a VIP group, you're already posting some really engaging content in there. But I would just encourage you to make sure you're following back up and having personal conversations with people if you're using your VIP group to keep in contact with people. Okay, we have just barely a minute left. Assuming I started right on the hour, I'm not sure that I did, but we have barely a minute left. So this is what I want you to do with the minute that you have left in this 10 minutes on Sunday spiel here. I want you to sit down and write 2 quick scripts of what you might say to your customers when you're reaching out to them in steps 1 and step 2. Step 1, of course, being the thank you. Step 2 being the check-in after they have received their order. Now, I want you to write them down and keep them either on your computer or on your phone. I like to use the Notes app. So when I update it on my computer, it's in my phone and vice versa. So that way you can just copy and paste it and pop it into DMs, emails, or whatnot whenever you're doing your customer follow-up, so you can make it as fast and as efficient as possible. Now, mine are always as connected to my customer as they possibly can be, but there's really only so many ways that you can ask, hey, did your order make it in and do you like it, right? So I might say simple, simple, simple. Hey, thank you so much for your order. I appreciate you. Heart Sharon, right? And the other one might be, hey, Susan, how did everything make it in all right? Let me know what you think. Heart Sharon. But if I have them saved on my devices, what could turn into be a 15-minute process can be like a 4-minute process because I'm copying and pasted that. All right, just giving you that call to action brought me to 10 full minutes. So I hope that helped you think about follow-up in a different way and make it a way that is much more accessible to you, and you can start moving forward and doing it with your customers right away. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to you later. Bye.